wait. Haha, yes, there we are. Now we're back. Whoops, I actually had the microphone muted right there. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we have some very important stuff to be getting into for today. It is a new monthly, which means new monthly analysis, which is really very important, obviously, for the higher term time frame. And there is, of course, as always, when we get a new monthly, some very, 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 very important stuff to be having to talk about. In fact, suggesting that August is going to probably be a big month, or at least if you're bullish, you want August to be a big month. If you're bearish, you don't. You want August to actually kind of not do all, fuck all, basically. Anyways, I see that this market is lacking. It's lacking in its mentality. I absolutely hate it. We need to bring up the guys. We need better vibes. We need better vibes. We need better vibes. That's what we need. We need better vibes. We need better memes, and we need some more abundance. Hey, show me the way, you motherfucker, you bastard, you overgrown fuckface over here. And you can see that we have, oh my god, we have a new stream. It's beautiful, baby. It's fucking beautiful. What's up, Tom Struct? Indeed, man, we'll get to gold a little bit later. In fact, that might even play into the overall analysis. See what this man is doing right here. He's giving us the eyes, the very, very seductive eyes that makes everyone just rethink their own sexualities. What's up, Alex Switch? Good morning to you, man. Big Boy George, Kai, Jesse,
Hello,
K
everyone.
Diddle. It's it is lagging a lot. What the fuck's going on here? Let me actually up the bit rate. The bit rate. Yes, we need to up the bit rate. That's the issue here. Or can I actually change it? No, I cannot change it midstream. That is very annoying. Okay, don't know what the hell is going on right there. Yeah, what is going on with this lag? This lag is unacceptable. In fact, I think it might just be my shitty connection as of right now. No, it should be good right now. We do see that it is at least go. Oh my god, you're right. It is lagging. Okay, the way that I fixed this last time was I got rid of this. I guess we'll just have to get rid of that for now. Anyways, it's all good. We can still roll with it. I need to make sure that everything is rolling over here as well. I think that the voice connection is good, but the video connection might be a little bit strange. We had this issue last week as well. The issue was resolved by upping the bit rate. So I'm guessing maybe this is an issue when you play videos from YouTube. I guess at least that's what kind of spurred upon the issue from last week as well. If this continues to be an issue, however, I can of course restart the stream, and I can restart it with actually a different streaming service because I'm actually using a different one than what I typically use for today. I thought that it would be pretty damn cool. We can see actually. Just do the plucking yourself. I can pluck everyone here. Who wants to be plucked? Who wants to be plucked? It's good now. Okay, great. It's good now. All right. Yeah, I had to get rid of that window. So I guess that is the issue. I guess YouTube just doesn't want people talking about YouTube on YouTube, which is strange, but who knows, man. Marco Mackie says Kaista Taina. That's got to be some sort of Finnish secret language, which I know nothing about. It's not. Is it Estonian? It looks like Finnish, Estonian, something like that, Happy bend over day gets someone Shrek. We need some Shrek action going on here as well. Too many simps like me in the chat causing lag. The lag indeed, man. Let me actually put it onto the screen right here. Let me just see if this actually does help things a little bit. I'm curious to see if this actually does fix things. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Holy shit. The chat on screen is like humongously massive. It looks kind of silly right there. But continue to let me know if this is working or not. It does look a little bit strange on my own feed over here, but it seems to be working. It seems to be working at least. Okay, better, says Banana Man. Good. I'm glad to hear that, ma'am. I can hear you fine, but I can still see your face. Can you fix that? That's an issue, man. I was born with this one. And unfortunately, plastic surgery is only available to gender-affirming minors at this point. So I'm looking to change my sexuality and also change my face. And you will refer to me as Erica Krown for the rest of your life, you motherfucker, you bastard, you highly intelligent person. Did Jerome kill my coins? I don't know. I think people who are selling might have killed your coins. That's typically the way that things go. But that actually will play into the analysis it won't necessarily directly play into the analysis, but I do want to be looking at the dollar index today because there are some very interesting things going on there. We covered this last week or perhaps a week before that, but we are getting the continuation of that sort of scenario, and you would be expecting that to kind of help out Bitcoin, although in the short term here, it looks like that is not going to be the case. The hair is gender-affirming care. That's right, man. That's right. Lags with the overlay. That might be it. I am pulling from some browser sources there, so perhaps I'll just have to turn those off, and that's just the way that has to be. That's unfortunate because I was really excited to use this new streaming service for today, but I guess guess YouTube just doesn't like it. I'm going to check out. I'm getting some, I'm getting some drop frames over here as well. Very strange. Very, very strange. All right. Well, perhaps I just go back to the normal setup after this one. Man, I was really looking forward to this one, though. I will say 26 likes on this video. I just hit the 27th, so that's good. We got 700 people watching as well. Everyone's wondering, why the dump? Why is the Bitcoin crashing? Am I going to lose everything? Is this all over? Is it all ogre? Is my swamp infested now? Oh man, I'm almost done with this iced Americano here. Soon I won't be able to afford it. Yep, that is the big issue right now. So I'm getting some I'm getting some notifications over here. Okay, some frames have not been encoded. The problem is usually due to high CPU usage. Yeah, why is my CPU going crazy right now? Okay, it has calmed down. Okay, that's good. All right, yeah, it's back to like 30%. Yeah, very, very bizarre activity here, but well, that's what you come here for. You come here for a silly goose time, not a not silly goose time. Anyways, back to the dark cave. Indeed, man. Yeah, so today's folks going to be big on the monthly, obviously. There are it's really interesting. I know we'll get into the analysis soon here, but it is really interesting to me because the way that everything's set up suggests either, I mean, if you're bullish, you kind of have to be looking for Bitcoin to try for new highs this month. And if you're bearish, you're looking for Bitcoin to, I don't know, just not go back above 70, I suppose. That would be playing into the bearish case here. But a lot of things kind of come into like a major inflection point, which does suggest to me that there is going to be a decision in August, which is very uncharacteristic of markets in general, and of course Bitcoin as well. I mean, August is typically a very boring month, as we went over in yesterday's monthly statistics video. But for today, I mean, it's kind of hard to make a case other than that. If Bitcoin is going to be bullish, we do expect it actually to probably at least try $70,000 this month and probably make maybe even new highs this month. If it is bullish, it's kind of like running out of time here, and it will actually inherently turn bearish if that does not happen. But yeah, we'll get into that, of course, during today's video. I can see that HFIFM says, Krown, can you do a TA on my depression? Yes, it comes from your overabundance in shitcoins, my man, or at least that's what I would guess, because shitcoins have been getting absolutely shreked recently. Although I see Mumu the bull is up 5%, which is kind of crazy. But for the most part, most altcoins are getting absolutely fucking pummeled on this last move to the downside. Realistically, though, these are all, at least from what I can see on my list, and I'm not following a whole hell of a lot of shitcoins, but they all seem to be range plays on the weekly time frame. Kind of the same thing that we were looking at from last week, although things did move higher into the range highs last week. But ultimately, nothing really has changed there. So if nothing's really changed, I'm still going to be going with the former as always. Double top on the daily, says Crypto Chef. A double derp? I double derped it. I mean, kind of, I guess, if you consider that a double top. Typically, you want to see double tops like actually like farther away from each other, but whatever, man. Crashes are never bad for me, not after the mistakes I made during the 2021 crash. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Perhaps you actually have risk management, which means that crashes are not an issue. That's something to be speaking about as well. What's up, area man? Good man. when Banana Zone, Carl the Moon said so. I think it was actually Raoul Pal who popularized the Banana Zone. Let's all just stick bananas in our bungholes and hope for the best. I mean, that's probably what it actually means. The Banana Zone. It's like the biggest psyop in crypto history. Guys, it's the Banana Zone, okay? What it actually means is you're all getting bananas up your Angus, and I don't make the rules. Carl the Moon, I stopped watching him after he scammed his viewers. I don't even know anything about him, honestly, at this point. I've met him once. I saw him in his Bugatti one time. It's pretty cool, actually. The car is real. I can say that. The car is real. It's fucking dope. Banana emoticons. That's good, man. But those bananas are peeled. We want it skin on as well. How many bananas can you fit up there? It depends how much I've eaten beforehand, because there's a balance between what's going through myself and what's going in myself. And so there's like it depends whether it's morning or night. Typically at night, I've eaten a lot of food, especially recently, because I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to get up to a little over 80 kilos. I'm at 79 right now, because if we do get a fight in September, it's probably gonna be at 80, which would be pretty sweet. tweet, but still having some issues finding an opponent there. They asked Ansem, I think, but I think he's probably busy, and I'm not sure if he necessarily really wants to do it. He's also like fucking a foot taller than me, I think, like literally almost a foot taller than me. Now they're trying for another guy who's actually not a crypto guy at all. He's just like a random YouTuber, although a very, very big YouTuber, but I don't believe that he's accepted just yet. So I'm really, really having to cross my fingers for this one to happen in September, but you know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Fight BitBoy. Yeah, I mean, we've asked him several times. He doesn't really seem to be interested. I don't even know if he really wants to fight anymore as well. Like, based off of his last message. But it would be a great fight. It would be a great fight. It would be a great community event as well. I mean, he's like, you know, one of the most polarizing figures in crypto, which would get a lot of interest, of course, when I think that it'd be good for just the sort of the sentiment of the community. I think it'd be great if we could just do it, man. If we could just do it. Like we have to put our egos aside and do it for the better of the community. Actually, I'm just kind of hidden everything over here as well. My apologies. But I had to turn off, What? I have too much shit there. Well, that's your job. When are you guys moving to the States? First, we have to ensure that that a certain someone gets elected to president, man. If he doesn't, if that certain someone doesn't get elected to president, we're actually not going to move back just because, well, obvious reasons, and not because I'm making like a political statement here. It's just, you know, I need. There's some interesting things that I need that he has promised. That would be great, you know, if he became president. But it's looking. I mean, you know, it's funny how crazy fast politics moves. Maybe even faster than price action right now. Where just a couple of weeks ago, after Trump, you know, had an attempted assassination, like he was like the favorite by far, and then now all of a sudden, you know, things kind of flipped around. We got a new candidate on the Democrat side, and it seems a little bit less sure now, actually, or at least from what I can kind of gather. But it's a long day. It's a long election season left to go. A lot of laughs along the way. I'm awaiting the epic discussions, the epic debates between these two candidates. I just cannot fucking wait. It is going to be great. It is going to be a paragon of human excellency and American excellency. And if there's not anything else to look forward to, that's got to be it, man. That's got to be it. And I think it's going to take another, I don't know, month or so. Yeah, Kennedy would be great as well. I actually do quite like Kennedy, but the more and more that I look into things, the more and more that I'm not so hot on their foreign policy, just because, you know, when you look at things from a strategist's perspective, like you start to understand why things are the way that they are. And well, we don't need to get into that, but yeah. Kia ora, sir. Kia ora indeed. All right, we're almost ready to start the content of the day. I apologize for the people who are very serious here, who are like, hey, what the fuck, man? Stop talking. Talk about some crypto, bitcoins. We'll get to that soon enough, man. I just need to finish off this caffeine. What's up, Colton? Feel free to have a message as well, man. I appreciate the generosity there, sir. I get Elsa as far right needs Trump to win. I think Elsa's just actually normal, and then
Really?
Elsa needs to start not an Instagram, a Twitter account, or an X account, talking about lefty news from Finland, because it is. If you think the States is crazy, you ain't seen nothing, son. You ain't seen fucking nothing. It is great, man. It is just a headline after headline every fucking day here. With that is just hilarious, fucking hilarious, man. Anyways, do Fed rates matter? I mean, they matter, of course, yes. But, you know, if, you want to be looking at the asset at hand first and foremost. It does play into it, yes. You know, these things do matter. It's just, you know, look, if your chart looks fucking bearish, it's like, is that going to change your mind on it? Or and vice versa if it's bullish as well, right? Anyways, Kennedy will unite the country. I mean, I think he would probably be one of the better ones to do that, or at least the best option to do that. But he'd probably be. I mean, honestly, look, whichever one becomes president things are going to be fine. I mean, things are going to survive. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy funny to me how, like, people are always saying, look, if so-and-so gets elected, America's doomed. I mean, I've heard that every fucking election for my life, and it's never happened. In fact, the stock market continues to make new highs no matter who's president. I think that's probably the best barometer of how well things are going. Obviously, that doesn't, that doesn't benefit everyone, but in general, I mean, you know, what can you expect the fucking government do to benefit everyone? If you think that they're supposed to benefit everyone, then you're kind of a Marxist communist, aren't you? Anyways, Elsa just learned the word Marxism as well. Defund the Fed. Eric, do you now see how funny the U.S. circus looks like for Europeans? Yes, I do see it from the Europore's point of view as well. Absolutely, it does look very, very silly here. But also, as I get to know more and more about the European system, there's some funny things about the European system as well. Like no one system I've seen is really perfect. In fact, I have some pretty fucking controversial views actually on that, which I probably shouldn't espouse on YouTube, but. In general, actually, I don't think that I don't think that the best form of government has been discovered just yet. Anyways, we won't get onto that topic. We'll talk about the left trans cycle. The left trans cycle is so fitting for 2024. Yeah. As we'll kind of get into today's video, I'm really going to be sticking with this sort of idea that I've been having for a while now. That look, if Bitcoin's bullish here, and I do think that it is. I think that we see the end of the cycle, end of this year, or maybe Q1 of the next year. I don't think it's going to be going that deep. I think that we've seen the majority of the cycle already. And if Bitcoin does break to new all-time highs, you're probably looking at like 4 to maybe 6 months more of boolah-ishness. And then we get to call it quits yet again. Call it quits yet again. Harris Krown 2025. I'm in, except I'm not. I mean... Maybe you could fight Helga or Ingrid or whatever the name of your Ingrid. It's like not even spelled right. It looks like inbred, but it's ingred. Why do you think Europeans think they are not as controlled? Europeans are very, very trusting of their governments. When I try to explain to like Elsa's parents, who are probably more on the right side, actually, that there is like a logical reason for why Americans want and kind of need guns. They don't get that. They actually don't understand that. They laugh. They think it's funny. They're like, what? Why would you need guns to scare your government? That's silly. That's stupid. It's like, well, maybe you haven't considered this. But when I bring up the example, hey, what if the lefties say no more gasoline cars, sir? That's when her dad started to understand. It's like, all right, give me the guns now. That's I'll take the guns now. Honest thoughts on coconut Kamal? What's a coconut? What are my honest thoughts on Kamal? I think that she is generally she's generally a puppet, and she's generally going to be more of the same as what you got with Biden, and that's what you should expect if you vote for her. And if you liked what Biden did, then you should vote for her, I guess. But she's not my favorite candidate, I would say. In fact, I don't think that she should be running the country. In fact, I really don't think that most of these candidates should be running the country. I still think there's probably a better pick than the current ones being provided right now. There's probably a better pick. I mean, America is a small country of 360 million people. Surely these are the cream of the crop. But yeah, if the choice for me was just between Trump and Kamala, and I just knowing what I know right now, and that's all that I could choose from, like there's no other options, there's no other like silly scenarios to be talking about, then yeah, I'd have to vote for Trump. Obviously, I mean, he's a better choice, at least in my opinion, as of right now. Do I think he's a great choice overall? Do I think that he's a narcissist? Yes, I think he's a narcissist. I think that. I think that there's probably a better overall choice, but he's the better between the two, at least in my opinion. So that's what I can say about that. And there we go. Half the stream turns off the stream and says, "Fuck you, Krown. I'm never coming here again. I hate you, and I hope that you die." And well, that's okay. All right, let's maybe get into some actual price action analysis for today. I'm going to leave it here for a second because I want to make sure that it doesn't start lagging up significantly. I also want to ensure that the text coming on screen is like not so ugly looking. Just one moment. I can actually fix that, I think, pretty easily here. So let me just adjust the size of that, or maybe you can't adjust it. Hold on. It's got to be something here, right? It's got to be something better than that. Apparently not. Apparently you actually can't even adjust the size of the text. Okay, that is bizarre and annoying. Bizarre and annoying. Smash the like, says Amadeo Siana. Appreciate that as well, sir. Biden and Harris on autopilot. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's just gonna be more of the same. I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think that things are gonna go to shit like a lot of people think. But yeah, I think there's probably a better option. All right. Is it still lagging? Let me. 60 million people. Whoops. Okay, I'm just going to the live view here. No, it is now buffering. All right. Oh, bastard. It is lagging. Okay, maybe it is the chat. Let me turn this off for now. Maybe that is the issue. Let's see if this improves things. If this improves things, we'll continue on. If it doesn't, then I'll try something else. It could also be maybe the spinning crown up there as well. Let me just get rid of that for now. Where the fuck is it? Oh, because I talked about Trump. The lizard cabal is censoring my stream. I'm being censored. Stop it. Hey, cut it out. Stop that censoring, sir. Okay, yeah, it looks like this is going to be really fucking annoying, I guess. So perhaps we do need to make some moves here. Some moves. The sound is okay. The sound is fine, but the video is not. Yeah, that is annoying as hell. Let me just see. I'm going to try a few things that I can do in the meantime here. If these don't work, then I guess we could actually just do the stream on my regular service, and that'll be okay. We can also get off the fucking political topic as well. What is this? What is this thing right here? Or maybe it's because we're also streaming to Twitter as well. Let me just double check. Maybe that's the issue. Let me just see if I can adjust. No, it's not streaming to Twitter. Okay, so this didn't even work to begin with. Motherfucker, it didn't even work to begin with. Like, what a piece of garbage. That is so fucking annoying. All right, I can see that it's still buffering. Elsa, is it working for you?
No, it's lagging.
No. Using a different service. Like, do you listen? Yes. Yes, what? All right. Is it back? Are we back? Are we back? Okay. I think it is back. Yeah. Okay, cool. It is lagging again. What the fuck is going on here? What in the bastard is going on here? You piece of shit, OBS. You fucking garbage cunt. Let's see. I'm gonna just up the bit rate here again. Let's try this. All right. Let's see. Okay. There's no audio now. Oh, wait. Hold on. Now there should be audio. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now let's double check. Can you put on your head? Okay, you do have on your headphones. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if that works. Should be good to go now. Okay, now it's good. Okay, great. All right. And is it still lagging like on the screen? Yeah. It is? Motherfucker, like what the hell is going on? Let me just get over here. Maybe it's this. Like, what is causing this issue? What is causing this fucking issue? That is so annoying. So fucking annoying. Yeah, my CPU is going crazy again. Like, why is my CPU going crazy over fucking OBS? Like, it's my goddamn AMD computer. That's why. AMD, just go kill yourself. I fucking hate you. Oh, the worst, man. The absolute worst. Yes. An autistic rage is coming very, very soon. Let me just, okay, I have one more trick up my sleeve that could possibly fix this. I just need to get in my task manager. And yeah, audio is good, but my CPU seems to be like working in overdrive right now. Okay, Google Chrome is also going kind of crazy as well. Oh, I'm not the only YouTuber with this issue. Okay, well that's good to know, I guess. But yeah, it's getting like, it's like almost maxing out my CPU. It's like this goddamn AMD bullshit. It's just such garbage. Like, I should have never got fucking AMD. Jesus Christ, just the worst. The actual worst. The fucking worst thing that could possibly happen. It's rage against the CPU machine. Yes, exactly. Okay, well, I guess this is going to be the best that we can do for right now. As bizarre and strange and sad as that is, why is this taking up so much space too? Like, what the fuck? Hard drive full? No, it's still got about like 15% space there. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's about 85% full, so it shouldn't be super bad. AMD is for gaming, not streaming. I mean, look, like if you can't handle a fucking stream, like that's kind of sad. And this is the same one I've been using for a while now. Okay. Let's try this. I'm gonna delete everything. Get the fuck out of my computer, you bastard. Yeah, AMD unsubscribed. I know, I feel the same way. I got conned. I got tricked into buying a fucking AMD computer a while ago, and yeah, I regret it every day. I regret it every day, actually. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I've already restarted the stream, man. I don't think that's going to be the issue, or that's going to fix this issue here. The issue, according to YouTube, is that the stream is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, you will experience some buffering. So I don't know, maybe there's one more thing I can try over here, but it's not looking too hot right now, honestly. Let's see, 0, okay, very fast, yes. Let's go super fast, maybe. Try this. Maybe this will help it. Looks like it changed my rescaling options as well, and it's not, this is the issue. It's using my fucking CPU to encode rather than my GPU, which is stupid. But I don't know, I guess these things got reset recently, so fucking annoying, man, super annoying. So let's see. Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed, this fixed the issue. Let me know now. It's fixed. Okay, it's better now. All right, it's better now. Okay, good. Okay, now it's fine. All right, I'm gonna record this video and I'll upload it later as well, just so that yeah, unfortunately, this travesty can maybe be avoided. Indian customer helpline. Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. All right, we're fixed now. So apparently that was a thing. Thank God. Okay, so let's actually get into this one. I'm gonna record this video as well. It is the first day of August, and as such, we have the first day of a new month, which is going to be the driver of this analysis. And in this case, we're always going to be looking at one of our biggest and baddest and most important indicators to be kind of getting an idea of where we are in the overall trajectory of this cycle, which is the accumulation distribution indicator, which is present right here. And as of the open of August, we actually are seeing a negative slope, similar to what we did see actually about a year ago. But in this case, do have to be very defensive anytime that we do see something like this, because anytime that we have seen a slope change in the green zone, especially the higher that it comes from, those have correlated with major macro shifts in market direction. It's lagging again. Great, fucking great, man. It's like can't catch a break on this one. Oh my God, man. But you know, I'll just go through this one, and we'll just have to make it work, I guess. That's just the way that's gonna have to be for this one, unfortunately. But you know, looking at it right here, the monthly opening up like this does suggest two things. One, you know, the first interpretation would be, hey, that's cycle over. Now, of course, we don't see this actually confirmed in the slope change until the end of this month. And the other one would be, well, look, if it opens up down like this, and we do expect this market to continue upwards and onwards, we would expect that Bitcoin has such a positive closure by the end of August that this will actually flip back on to an upward slope by September 1st. Definitely possible as well, which would be, which is kind of like the underlying portion of the main part of my analysis, in the sense that Bitcoin, if we are bullish, we do expect it will very likely try for $70,000 this month, and maybe even new highs this month as well. If Bitcoin fails to do that by the end of this month, I do think that we're probably in for a much larger correction. But until that happens, you know, I am still looking at this as overall good. Bitcoin did obviously close above the 5 exponential here on the monthly time frame, which is now at just below $63,000. You can see Bitcoin's current low this month coming pretty much right around there. It would also be a backfill on the last month, that being July's open. So expecting a bounce somewhere around there, kind of, you know, around the low that we've already seen, maybe slightly lower than that as well, would be still encompassing of the bullish sort of narrative here. But, you know, do keep in mind that this is at, you know, a major precipice. And if we do extrapolate that into the next chart, the monthly stochastic oscillator is going to continue down to open up August as well. And the pivot has also moved up to 71,300. Yesterday, that pivot was in the $68,000-ish region. So I don't really, you know, I do think that if you are bullish, like, you kind of have to be looking for Bitcoin to pop back above $70,000 at the end of this month. And we would expect probably new highs to follow that, I guess, maybe later this month or early in September as well. Other than that, you know, we do have some concerning things coming on in the background here, that if Bitcoin fails to continue this month, you're probably looking at a greater reversal. Now, on top of that, we do say that the monthly HPDR is on CME still well above the median, and is very close to the 38.2 level. It did not open up above at the beginning of this month, which is currently at 66,250. So we would expect, again, Bitcoin to essentially reclaim at minimum that area before the end of August if things are going to continue bullish. So these are like, we're building a case here for things that need to be met by the end of this month for this market cycle to continue, obviously. And going from there, and perhaps this is the actual issue. I had multiple windows running, but going on from there into the index, into spot price action, we can see actually Bitcoin did close below the median, and I'd say like significantly below the median as well. The median officially at the end of July was about $69,000, great number, and it did close obviously 64,650. So the median on the index here is now coming down to about $68,000, meaning that again we would expect at minimum above there by the end of this month if things are going to continue upwards and to the right. And it is concerning to see that Bitcoin has closed a monthly below the median, because we don't see that actually happen in bull cycles. So, I'm just reading the chart as it is here, but anytime that we have seen a closure below the median, it has led to, an extended correction. I think probably the most, what's the word that I'm looking for? The most lenient of these would be, back onto a couple of years ago from June of 2021, where Bitcoin did close below it. And yes, it did lead to a correction, but ultimately that correction did lead to new highs. But that was, a multi-month long correction. So I think that's kind of like best case scenario here. In that case, if we do see another closure below the median, again, $68,000 on the monthly. So moving on from there, we do see that the 5-day time frame setup that we spoke about over the past couple days here is also going to come into potential rectum as well if Bitcoin does close below the 5 exponential. So as of right now, still technically open. It does not close until tomorrow night's daily closure, so about 1 day and 18 hours. And as of right now, it is hanging right around that region. The 5 exponential is officially at 64,550, meaning that if Bitcoin closes above it, then still we would be biased towards the upside for it, at least the next period, and at least back above, the opening price of about $66,000. But as you can see, these things are not 100% probability. This one is actually, in fact, just under 53% probability, as you can see right here. And more importantly, with that, when we go into the performance summary, we can see that the average losing trade loses an average of about 6.5%. The average winning trade, I'm actually including too much data in this one. It's including all of the extremely good, early results, but is more around 50%. If we exclude that. So, if this one does fail, we do expect about 7% down from there, which would mean Bitcoin back down to about 61,500. Damn, this thing is really fucking up in the background here. That is super annoying. Let me just try this fix one more time. This is really embarrassing, man. Super embarrassing. But maybe there's one last thing that I can do to perhaps fix this. Let's see. Let's try this, and let's try this, I guess. Maybe this will fix things. Hopefully this will fix things. Who knows if this will fix things, but yeah. So again, that one's going to be closing tomorrow night. And again, if Bitcoin Bulaw's hopes are going to be kept alive in the short term, we would expect at minimum above 64,550. So that is still on the cards right there. Do keep in mind that this one does have about a 50% probability to produce a winning trade. And the last 1, 2, and 3 trades were winning trades. So, before that, it actually went through 1, 2, 3, 4 losing trades in a row. But, 50-50, I guess it wouldn't be super uncharacteristic to see this one lose, I guess. But hey, until that happens, that's still in the cards. And 64,550 is going to be the major pivot again for that particular setup. Until that is violated, still suggestive of upside. Now going over here to the daily statistics, we can see that Thursday has actually been pretty much an uneventful day for Bitcoin in 2024. To the upside, we do expect on average about 180. To the downside, we expect a loss of about 1.5%. Giving us a range of about 65,700 to the upside versus about 63,500, kind of the current low of the day already to the downside. So probably not a whole hell of a lot going on for today, but of course, Bitcoin not breaking down and just even holding somewhere around 64, does keep the bullish hopes alive in the short term here. Now, last thing I'll get onto is a chart that I actually forgot to bring up here. My apologies. Let's try this. And And let's see, and let's see what we can bring up over here. Yeah, okay, good. All right, let's go to the weekly, and then we'll go to the monthly. But I want to be looking at the dollar index as well, because there is a continuation of the breakdown that we identified a few weeks ago now. Yeah, I was back on over here on the confirmation of this high. Bitcoin, no, the dollar is looking like it is going to fall through here now to the downside, with the monthly closing as, is this a bearish engulfing? Let me actually just double check. No, it is not a bearish engulfing, but actually quite close to it. Did not trade above the high of the prior and closed right at the low of the prior. Now I do expect this one to bounce a little bit to open up this month, somewhere around 104.5. But ultimately after that, I would be looking for this one to continue on with the overall downside trend, marking this or confirming this whole price action that we've seen since basically April as that next major monthly high, meaning that, you know, the dollar index very likely comes back down closer to like 102, maybe 101, somewhere in that pocket there. And does that benefit risk on assets like Bitcoin or like anything that trades against the dollar? Generally, yes. Of course, you know, if Bitcoin starts to break some major areas, then, you know, can't really argue against that, I guess. But still, another sort of tailwind in the background, you know, for Bitcoin here. So anyways, that is probably going to do it for today's just daily analysis. I'll end the video right there and we can get back onto the actual live stream. I'm going to open up this widget. Hopefully, like, my usual tricks are not fixing this damn thing today. That was just so annoying, man. So annoying. I'll try one last thing, and then I'll capitulate. For good. Yeah, the sound is good. That's great, but we need more.
What if you turn off your camera?
What if I turn off? I don't think it's not the camera. The camera is not the issue. The issue is that my computer is using a shit ton of resources to run this stream, and it's not running. It's not running well. So yeah. Anyways, okay, I'll get into some of the comments over here. Let me see what else has sent me as well. I'll try to work through them as best as I can. Again, I do apologize about the quality of the stream right now. It's fucking annoying for me too, man. But I guess this is just one of those days. My usual tricks are not working to fix this, and that makes very little sense to me, to be honest. All right, cool. Try blowing on the cartridge. If only that worked. Anyways, okay. Only happened when you brought up the course window. Yeah, I've actually taken that out for now, and still issues, man. Still, my CPU is running like super hot for whatever reason. Anyways, okay. We got Tom Structies first. He wants to look at gold. We can definitely look at gold. Let me actually bring up my momentum chart. In fact, actually, my momentum chart might not be the best one as of this moment, but let's see what it looks like over here, and then we can go to a different chart if that is not helpful. Gold, I'm still bullish on gold, man. I'm still bullish on gold. Yeah, is it better? Okay, that would be good. Press the turbo button. Press the NOS button. You know, gold, I'm still bullish on gold. I don't really have a reason to be I don't see any reason to be bearish here. I know a lot of people are looking for a reversal here. There's, in my opinion, no reason to be even interpreting a reversal, especially as long as gold is above last week's low, which is 23.53. For right now, we've seen essentially a reset on this consolidation that's been going on since April, you know, when Bitcoin kind of hit its highs as well. And we can see that weekly momentum is turning up yet again in the bullish control zone, as long as it's above about 2,400, which it is as of right now. It's about 24.47. And we see that the weekly volatility is also coming off of lows here as well. I think that this one's ready to break to new highs, man. I think that this is ready to continue. We can come up with some, I guess, extension targets from this formation right here, and we can see the next area of interest. I mean, it's already at the 1618, but the next area of interest would be about 2600 or 2750. So, you know, just going one level by the next, I would still be looking for this one to continue upwards and onwards. I'm curious what the quarterly looks like as well. Let's see, where are we at? Yes, there we go. Quarterly, again, I'm looking for continuation of this. I think that this one has not found its highs yet. I think this one continues upwards and onwards, probably into the end of the year. Let's see what the 6 month looks like. Yeah, likely into the end of the year, I'd say. And it does not hit its high just yet. In fact, the weekly looks like it's probably ready to break out to new highs. Maybe this week, probably next week. This week's almost over already. So probably next week. Anyways, all right, cool. It's working now. Good. All right, thank the fucking Lord. Now I forgot what I did to fix it, so that's also an issue. Anyways, let me get back onto some of the comments over here. Joel Smith says NAB on the Australian Stock Exchange. The yellow one?
Fall down.
Why?
Because it's yellow.
Okay. No. I'm going to go one by one. All right. NAB. Okay. NAB on ASX. Okay. Got it. Whoops. That's not how you spell NAB. You spell it like this. Okay. There we go. National Australian Bank. Kind of similar to gold in the short term, actually, but it's the monthly that we're most concerned with right now. Look, did it actually just break out? I think it actually just kind of broke out. It might, it not might, but it very likely does open up this month with the correction, can easily come back down to like, I don't know, 37 and a half, $38. But ultimately, I think that this one's probably ready to retest highs into the low 40s overall. So while this one might pull back in the short term, it might very well continue back down to, I don't know, maybe as low as like 37, somewhere around there. I would be looking for this one to continue upwards and onwards, probably around the end of this month, maybe September, something like that. I know that you are actually, you don't have any sort of time frames there, so I don't know what the fuck you're looking at, but but I would suspect this one does have another try higher after a short-term correction, maybe as far down as like 37-ish, maybe a little bit lower than that overall. My dog eats rocks. Please help. Did you buy doggy coin? Because that might be the issue, actually. Drago says KNS versus wrapped Ethereum. Let's see this one. I know that you always bring this one up. It's Kenshi. Monthly closed on new all-time highs. I'm never going to be bearish on that. Although short-term, is it in for a bit of a correction? Probably yes. Well, even then, I mean, this is not bad. This is not, I mean, look, follow the trend. As long as you're above this 0.03 low right here, or I guess my LARP lines are not playing out. This one's not going more sideways, it's going up. But that's obviously better than not. So, in this case, is this one breaking out as of right now? I guess you kind of have to treat it like that, but I'd be very mindful of this last higher low. As long as it's above there, then breakout is real and all good. And it does look a little bit aggressive to me, but doesn't really matter what my opinion is on that. Short term could very easily pop back down, retest the breakout area at about 0.04, but you would be looking for bounce and continuation from there if the breakout is real. So short term pull back, but continuation after 0.04. Otherwise, the LARP lines will be true. But for now, I guess this one is ready. I mean, not bad right there, honestly. Probably one of the better shitcoins, to be fair. Although this is being plotted against Ethereum rather than the dollar, so maybe it's it's not as hard to be strong when Ethereum is obviously generally down recently, or at least I would guess. Yeah, putting in yet another lower high right there. But Ethereum's on the long term just consolidating here, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, retesting this low, I mean, probably does bounce from there, to be honest. Anyways, Krunk says TSU on Sol, doggy's best cat sister. Pumping to meme heaven NFA. Okay, well, that sounds like a marketing ploy that I just fell into. TSU, maybe let's try this, or let's try TSU on Sol. I don't think it's on TradingView, man. I think that I just got fucking suckered into calling out some god-awful shitcoin. Yeah, because none of my usual tricks are popping up to find this one. So let's see. Maybe I don't know. Hold on. Let's try this. No, doesn't look like it. Yeah, not on TradingView, man. As always, if it's not on TradingView, we ain't fucking looking at it. Cold and done, appreciate that, man. But feel free to have a message as well. If you're looking for a message, just tag Elsa in your message so that she can actually post it so I can see what you want to be looking at, man. Amadeo Ciano says, Popcat Daily, sir. Thank you, sir. Sure, man. Popcat, okay. Popcat, I guess we go to this one. And, yeah, okay. See. Can you pin my message? I will pin your message. I will pin your message. All right, pinned your message. Okay. Weekly here for Popcat. I know you're looking at it daily. Let's see. Where is this one likely to try for a higher low? It's already at a 50% level at 60 cents, so I would be looking for a bounce here. If this one retraces further to 51 cents, I guess it's kind of like your last hope for love, in my opinion. To me, yes, it is an uptrend, but it is kind of... look, my problem is that this is a shitcoin, and as a shitcoin, as a meme coin, At some point, it is destined to go to zero. That's the problem with this, or not to zero, but close to zero, just down, 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 down. So it's like, yes, the trend is up. Yes, if I was looking at this as like a regular stock, this would be great, and I'd just be looking for higher lows. But anytime that you do see a pullback like this, it's like makes you double think. Weekly time frame, I'm guessing, is putting in some bearish divergence here, but we can't even populate any oscillators really because it's so new. Monthly. That could very easily be a top. Let me see what it looks like over here. Where's my other charts? Popcat. Okay, what the fuck even is a popcat is the real question. Like, what is a popcat? What is a popcat? Elsa, do you know?
It's a cat that sings.
It's a cat that sings pop. All right, fair enough. Yeah, multiple drives of bearish divergence come off of this high. I'm inclined to say that, this pullback is not over. I think that it will actually gun for like 40 cents, even though there are technically bounces along the way. I think you're coming back down to 40 cents and hope for a big bounce and reversal there. But for now, the direction is down. Yeah. Maybe a short-term bounce coming up soon around 51 cents, but I don't think that's going to be your reversal bounce. So down, 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 and then pray for the big bounce, somewhere around like 40-ish. That's the one that I think if it is gonna be bullish, that's the one that you'd expect to reverse it. Michael Ambriel says, can you check out CRV daily weekly? Sure, ma'am. Let's see, CRV, USD. Okay, this is one that we have not looked at probably since 2021, I'm guessing. It's been a long time. Yeah, bad, terrible, awful, just god awful, like really, really bad, like really fucking bad. Really, really bad, sir. Really, 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 really fucking bad. The police need to be called on this one, and the fucking the goblins are not here. Oh, motherfucker. Hold on. Nope. What? Why does none of this work? None of this shit works today. Yeah, man. Look, this thing is done probably for life. I don't think you'll ever see anywhere near $6 ever again, to be honest with you. What time frame are you looking at? Daily and weekly. Okay. Yeah. Look, there's going to be bounces along the way, of course, but it's never a good sign when something does something like this. In fact, it might be setting up for a small try for a bounce here back to like 29, 30 cents, something like that. But long term, just terrible, really god awful here. I mean, this thing has now been around for a couple cycles. What did it do during, 2024 when everything was rallying to the moon and beyond? It put in lower highs on higher term timeframes the whole way through. That's not a good sign. Leads me to believe that this thing will probably never trade back above its prior all-time highs, and you should just expect generally a downside direction with bounces along the way. And yes, bounces can be very, very good. Even this one over here, this was like a 227% bounce, very tradable, obviously, but what does it lead towards? More continuation of the dominant trend. And I have no reason to believe that that's going to be ending here. This thing could bounce even all the way up to 88 cents and still be bearish as far as I'm concerned. In fact, if this thing bounced to like 55 cents, I'd if you could short this thing, and if it did have liquidity, I'd be interested there. But yeah, overall, long term, very much down. Short term, does it try for a bounce? Probably yes. It's got a lot of work to do, and I don't think it's going to be reversing any trends because it's never literally even known what an uptrend is on any sort of meaningful time frame. Anyways, let's see. What's up, Farhan? How you doing, man? Did you choose Rich Krown to get secured for Singapore? I'm hoping that my fight gets secured for Singapore because as of right now, it's less than 2 months. It's like 6 weeks. Let me just double check. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 6-7 weeks from now, they don't have a fucking opponent. Like. So it's so annoying, man. It's so fucking annoying. Like I need to fucking plan myself, like book flights and shit like that. Just fucking super annoying, man. Anyways, Amadeus Ionis says, shot in the dark, check CPU temperatures. I mean, it is right around 53 degrees, so that's not like terrible, but in fact, it's not bad at all, but just the load was super high. Now it's come down to, like 30 to 40%. So yeah, just I don't get why it does that, man. I don't get why it does that. It must be one of the browser things that I have for alerts that is taking all that all that up. Anyways, Mythic OG says ALPH Alphium, please double check daily, weekly. Okay, I know you always ask about, or someone always asks about this thing. Let's see what this one's doing. It's been a long time since we've looked at this, I think. Okay, long term, this one stands out certainly above the last one that we looked at. That's for sure. Short term. Short-term consolidating at the highs of this rally is this is actually a sign of strength here. This is probably one of the better shit coins to be looking at. I'm curious where we are in the grand scheme of things. See what popped up to the 382 level, consolidating right around there. Okay, that's fine. How far can this one retrace down? I mean, you probably already seen the low if it is going to be bullish, I guess. Really would not want to see it violate your Thursday, the 25th of July low. Below there, this looks like another failed rally, or not another failed rally, but a failed rally. Until that happens, I'd actually be looking at this price action right here as likely a positive consolidation, likely to lead towards continuation towards 230, 240-ish region. It's just, it's going to take a little bit of time kind of tightening up in this area here, I suspect. Anyways, you were looking at a daily and weekly. I looked at a daily. Let's now look at the weekly. See what the weekly's going on right here. Yeah, I think you got to respect this thing as long as it's above 177 on a weekly closing basis. I think you actually look at this as likely leading towards continuation with next area of interest at 240, and then above there you're probably looking at $3 again. Honestly, definitely one of the better shitcoins for sure that we've seen today at least. Monthly had a really good reclaim here as well. I'd feel pretty confident saying that this one does lead towards continuation overall. Probably just takes its time though. Big Bull says, Moo the Bull, please, daily, sir. Sure, man. Let's see. Moo the Bull. Moo the derp. All right, let's go to this one. Really strong here. Again, it's always difficult with shitcoins or, meme coins like this because at some point, probably going to go closer to zero. But for now, I remember we looked at this one last week and immediately I was like, this thing is fucking good. And it tripled. Holy shit. It tripled from last week when we looked at it. That's crazy. Anyways, what should we be looking for here? Maybe this one comes back down, reconnects with the 5 exponential somewhere around 66 or 1,000ths or 10,000ths of a cent, something like that. But I would be looking for a bounce there and actually would be respectful of likely continuation from that bounce. I mean, this is actually quite constructive here, at least on the daily. So, long term, as long term as you can go for something that's been around since March of this year, I do think short term it probably pulls back a little bit, but long term should try for another high. I don't think it's done yet. Is it lagging again? It looks like it's okay on my screen, actually. But maybe I can't tell. Okay, that's just you. Yeah, that's just Elsa. All right, fuck her. Gallo says, AVAX, weekly and long term. Will it go to 100 or 18? Okay, well, that's a very wide range. It's a very wide range of prices there, sir. So is it more likely to go to 100 or 18? It's more likely to go to... Obviously, it's a lot closer to 18 here. I mean, that is the obvious thing. I don't think it's strong long term. I don't think that AVAX is going to be the big winner of this cycle. Obviously, I do think you're probably going to retest this low here, but you're almost there already. $23-24. It's trading at 25 and a quarter. Is it more likely to go at 18? I mean, look, in order to get to 18, we need to. I don't really see 18 as a big number for this thing. I mean, you might as well say $12 because if this does fail, that's probably where you're going to be seeing $12 or so, and that would be confirmed with a closure below your 1st of July lows or your July lows at $22. Until then, I actually think that you're more likely to try for another bounce from here. If I would not have a $100 target, but if this one does trade back above your July highs, which is $33, then I would be looking for this one to at least try towards 50, probably $60, and maybe continue on with this rally. I do think $100 is kind of a far cry away, to be honest with you. But I do think, first things first, look, if you reclaim $33, okay, extend that rally $50 to $60, and then we come back to it after that. And of course, big breakdowns below your July lows. If that does happen, you should be expecting not $18, but you should be expecting $20, $12, $13 overall before like the next major higher term time frame bounce. Of course, there will be bounces along the way on lower term timeframes, but higher term timeframes, would just be looking like absolute shit. So, yeah, for now, I'd be more biased towards this one, at least trying to bounce from here. Keep an eye on that bounce. If the bounce does trade even a cent above $33, yeah, that bounce is going to turn into something a lot more interesting. Closer to $50 to $60, which is a humongous percentage move. That's the one that I'd be interested in. Garrett says CLSK on the hourly, daily, weekly. Okay. Long live the Genghis Krown. Genghis Krown. That's right, man. Yeah. Are you looking at the stock or the crypto? Let's see. Is there a crypto? Okay. There is not a crypto as far as I can see. So you're looking at a real stock, Clean Spark. See what this thing looks like hourly, or let's actually start high and then go low. Weekly. Okay. Actually, do you like this consolidation right here? Yeah, it is pretty tight. Yeah, it probably does go on for a little bit longer, but between here and here, have to be kind of biased overall towards a bullish resolution as long as it continues to oscillate between these two levels. But in the short term, does it come back down, closer to the bottom of that level? Probably yes. Daily has filled the gap, tried to bounce there, failed, came back down. Usually not a great sign. Hourly time frame. I do think it's going to test more to the downside here than not. I mean, obviously your hourly trends are to the downside. Not really anything to be excited about here on the short-term time frames. As long as you're below about 16.67 above there, then yeah, maybe one more test towards 18, $19. That probably sets it up for a breakout, but I'm more inclined to say, hey, this thing is going to be coming back down close to the bottom end of this, of this trading channel that it's been in, and then I'd be looking for a bounce there, and that's really where you want to see it. Because if it does fail below your April lows, then I would be expecting a major reversal. Until then, you give it the benefit of the doubt. Weird looking monthly though, I will say. It looks like the last 3 months basically have just been completely unchanged. So very bizarre here. Very, very bizarre. But overall, holding within this region does favor the Boulahs. It only turns bearish when you do see a closure below that range low. Although I think that it will test somewhere around that range low in the short term. Anyways, Jups says CGPT. CGPT, okay. Okay, this is a crypto apparently, and it is Chain GPT, okay. I guess we go here. All right. And you're looking long term, whatever the hell that means to you. Well, does this thing even have a long term? It's been around since April of 2023, which is a little over a year. So not a whole hell of a lot, but okay. So it did have a good 2024. It did make new highs. All right. So at least 1 point there. Already failing this rally over here, but does it create a nice consolidation zone? Probably yes. And I suspect that this thing's going to be oscillating within this zone for a while. Something like this with the LARP lines. Obviously below your July lows, I'd be expecting this thing to come back down, somewhere around here, around your 7-8 cents region, basically single digits again. So that'd be a big percentage move. But just like the other ones, look, as long as it holds these ranges, you got to give it the benefit of the doubt, even though who the hell knows what this thing does or is, or even if it does anything. But ultimately, the main thing would be sideways for a while. I don't think it's going to be doing anything super interesting. I'm curious to look at it over on this angle as well. CGPT. Whoops, I'm going into Mongoloid boy territory here because I can't spell. Let's see. Let's try this again. Yeah, long term, I give it the benefit of the doubt. I do think that it spends some time going sideways here, but I only get bearish if it starts to close below about 12 cents. If you see that, okay, big problems. Until then, give it a chance here, I guess. Just looks weird and ugly. Anyways, Horig says, my dog eats rocks. Please help. Well, have you tried feeding it crypto coins? Tobo says Solana daily. It makes no sense. Solana daily, weekly, monthly. Let's check it out. Okay, so Solana had one of the better bounces probably in July out of most of the majors. Opening up this new month, let's see. Look, I don't have like a major issue here for Solana. It could very easily come back down to 150 and still be okay. It's really only issues when you trade back long term below last month's low. I mean, that's when you have like a major macro reversal. Until then, I'm more inclined to give these things the benefit of the doubt, just based off of what we spoke about on Bitcoin. Monthly stochastic momentum will continue to the downside, however, as long as this thing's below $200. But I don't think it needs to reclaim it this month. Probably next month. Weekly will actually turn back, or actually continues up above 140. So far so good. Looking okay right there. Daily time frame, corrective. I think kind of similar to Bitcoin. You're going to see a little bit of a short-term range between your current low. It's just like, the same low as like 25th of July, and in that 185, 186 high, going sideways within that region is completely fine. If you do start to break below, or I guess I have a fib retracement here. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit better if you just use closures in this case. If you do start to lose the current low, I would be looking closer towards 155, 156 region. I think worst case scenario is probably 150. Below there, that's gonna start to look like an actual macro reversal. But for now, or at least likely, but for now, I'm still inclined to give things the benefit of the doubt here, and I might sound naive, but I'm always going to go with the former thing until proven otherwise. See what the quarterly looks like. Quarterly it will have a chance to engulf, but it's still got 2 months left to go, so that's not super relevant for right now. Let me see. Can I find anything that's more obvious here? Let me see if I can find anything more obvious on this chart. I'm looking for like obvious indications, because if I don't get those, then I'm going to be inclined to say sideways. Yeah, weekly comes back down to the 5. We expect to bounce there. Sideways from here would still be favoring the Boulos, but closing below about your 165 low. Expect a greater correction, probably down to 150 to 155, I'd say. But until then, sideways within that range, and that would actually be considered healthy long term. It's got to hold that for at least like a week or two. Anyways. Let's move on now to Michael Longcard. What's up, man? FET daily, weekly. Okay, FET. The interesting thing for today is that I'm not seeing like super, super obvious charts in general. I mean, this one right here, obviously long-term is not looking like super, super hot. Well, maybe I'm wrong on that. Again, like I'm going to give it, my rule is I give it the benefit of the doubt. Based off of the current dominant trend, have to be looking for another bounce here, but a bounce here doesn't really mean much until you actually trade back above your July highs, but you could very easily bounce back up towards 130, 135 and not really mean anything. Likewise to the downside, as long as it's above about your range lows there at about 105, I think it is. I don't think it's wise to be bearish. If you do see closures below there, however, yeah, it's going to be very wise to be bearish if that happens, because you're probably going to see another like 30% slide towards 70 cents. But for now, you're going to hear me see the same thing on most of these charts, because this is like the only thing that I see that's somewhat obvious, is that most of them are setting up for short-term bounces. If you're bullish, you expect that bounce to essentially just continue on with the range. In this case, that's going to be between 105 on the downside versus about 180 to the upside. And longer, the longer that it spends going sideways within that range, it's probably going to be, more favoring the Boulos. But that's going to take, at least a few weeks to kind of prove itself there. So I'd be mindful of that. Below 105, you got problems on a closing basis. Until then, can make a few excuses for it, I suppose. Curious what the monthly looks like as well. Yeah, weird one here. I mean, it is closing below the 5 exponential now. I would feel very comfortable getting bullish on it if you see a monthly closure above like 140, but it's kind of far away from the current price, and also far away in terms of time as well. Solana, yep, we already looked at that one, weekly, monthly. Andrew Wickstead says Caspa, please, 5-day and weekly. Okay, Caspa. Remember, this one was one of the strong, I think, earlier on in the cycle, and still continuing to be one of the strong, if not the strongest. I mean, this one, like, again, monthly closing on new highs. This is probably the most obvious chart that we've seen today. Yeah, new all-time highs coming in August. In fact, it's already made new all-time high. It might have already made new all-time highs. Did it make new all-time highs? No, it has not made new all-time highs yet, but it very likely does. Corrections down to the 5 exponential here at basically 18 cents would be fine. But, looking at the daily, looking at the weekly, I think that this one is more likely to continue from here. Especially if you see this week close above your June highs, which is 19 cents in spot 80. this thing is the breakout is real at that point. Looking at weekly Rs, I mean, I'm very inclined to say that this one continues from here. Very, very good on the higher term timeframes. Curious what it looks like over from this angle, just to double check. But this is like the first chart that actually looks like an obvious chart, I guess. Yeah, I think that this one's continuing from here, honestly. All higher term timeframes bullish. All higher term timeframe trends are to the upside. Sure, it can correct in the short term, I guess, but we'd be expecting continuation from there. I would only even be concerned about this thing if it trades back down below like 17.5 cents. Until that happens, I'd be looking for this one to continue on with the current trend. Anyways, moving on from there, we have Max. We had literally the same one requested in the same message almost. Andrew and Michael Longcar both looking at Caspa. Anyways, Max says desync, is that like InSync but with crypto or some shit? Desync on Gate.io daily. Thank you for specifying the exchange as well, sir. Daily and weekly. Okay, daily, retest the highs, sells off those highs. Okay, we kind of expect that pretty much as like a blind thing on anything that retests prior all-time highs. But how far down is it likely to correct before it might just try again to the upside? Well, see what our fibs say for this one. Let me get rid of this. Not relevant to our current conversation. It's kind of at like it's not. 26 cents. I'd be looking for a try for a higher low there, and 24.5 cents after that. If you do fail below 24.5 cents, I'd be looking at this as an actual reversal. But for now, short term probably does continue on a little bit more downside, but I'd be looking at those areas as potential bounce and reversal areas. Reversal would obviously be confirmed with probably a retest of the official prior all-time high and likely new all-time highs if you do trade back above basically July highs. I mean, it's not like super helpful, but that is, in my opinion, the only way to do it here. I do think that it'd be useful to look at it over from this angle. I'm curious what sort of other things it might be dealing with. Let's see. Monthly, actually not bad. Yeah, monthly, I'm a lot more inclined to say that this one will actually find a higher low. Looking at the monthly right here, that's a massive bullish engulfing dildo. It could very easily come down to the 5 exponential, about 25 cents, sure. But I'd be looking for a bounce and reversal from there. So short term, it might try a little bit lower, sure. But we actually would be expecting a bounce relatively soon, somewhere around like, let's just call it 25 cents, give or take. And then a try higher, maybe later this month or in September. Anyways, Kemi says symbol pro. All right. New one for me as well. I'm guessing it's a crypto, Proppy. Proppy. All right. It's on Coinbase. Can't be that bad, I guess. Let's see. Long term, not super interesting here. Been around since 2018. Has failed to make cycle highs or new cycle highs from cycle to cycle. So it's been around for 3 cycles now. So that's not a good sign to me at all. But what is it likely to do here in the short term? It's probably likely to try for a bounce from this 115 region. Now, can it retest 115 again or 116.5 cent again? Sure. Yeah, no problem. But I would be looking for a bounce from this region and then come back to it after that. Bounces, as far as that goes, I guess it could come back up to like $2, $2.25 even. Problem is that it doesn't really do anything for trend here, unfortunately. Daily time frame, same shit. Probably retest somewhere around one like upper teens, and then an actual bounce. Yeah, just long term, not interested in a chart like this. Not a good sign when it just does not fail to, it's retested those prior cycle highs. It's just failed to make new cycle highs. So, it kind of reminds you of like an XRP, right? It's better things to be in my opinion. Where would I be getting super concerned about this one? Below 115, you can expect this whole rally to just completely unravel. But until that happens, give it a chance for a bounce here, and then who knows? Maybe that bounce does turn into reversal. But it could bounce significantly percentage-wise. It could bounce like almost a 2x move and still be on a lower high, unfortunately. Drew says Solana versus Ethereum. Okay, this is always an interesting pair to be looking at. Let's see which one's stronger. I'm going to guess Solana probably is, but let's confirm. Yeah, Solana definitely is stronger. Long term, it does look like it's getting ready to break out, but is it ready to break out sooner rather than later? No, I think that you correct first, probably closer to like 5 butyrols, somewhere around here, somewhere around like this area right here. somewhere around there. So short term likely does come a little bit further down, but I would be looking for a bounce and to try for new highs from there. And that should be, doesn't mean that it's guaranteed, but it should be the actual breakout play. Monthly here is the one that I'd really be mindful of. So curious also what it looks like over here, just to know. Let's see. Yeah, daily still corrective, weekly up, monthly up as well. Yeah, so short-term correction likely leads towards another try towards new highs. I'd look for Solana to continue to outperform Ethereum over the long term, basically. Short term, though, should give up a little bit of ground to Ethereum. All right. We have is that Japanese symbols? No, it's Singapore. Okay. Highly racist to confuse the two because, well, I don't know what the symbols look like, to be honest. Shark cat. Okay, shark cat. Not my intention though. Shark cat. Okay, like what? The fuck am I looking at right now? Shark cat. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a really nice chart, sir. Do you need me to tell you? It's bad, man. It's actually the worst chart that we've seen today. Well, it's not the worst chart. It's among the worst charts that we've seen today because we have seen worse things because they go down for longer periods of time. This thing has only had a chance to go down for about since May. So it just needs time. It just needs time to prove itself as an even worse asset. Actually, Shark Cat. Who would have known that this meme might be? I don't know. It might actually be trending towards zero. I don't know though. Yeah. What? That's crazy, man. Yeah, very bad. Is it going to bounce off this price? This last low. It might try for a bounce here. But again, do not confuse bounce for a reversal. This thing does not know what an uptrend is. It's been in a bull market and it doesn't even know what a fucking uptrend is. It could bounce significantly too, I guess. I mean, it could bounce all the way up to like 3 cents and still be bearish. That's the problem with shit like this, is that it's shit. For the most part. Nimai says Neuro versus Ethereum. Okay. Neuro versus Ethereum. Like playing hooked on phonics over here. Okay. So again, being plotted versus Ethereum, not versus the dollar. So who knows what it actually looks like. Short term, I think this one is correcting into a higher low, as we've seen kind of across the stronger altcoin board recently. Yeah, the low of yesterday actually would be a good pivot to kind of work off of. I would declare this one like a full on reversal if you see it trade below and close below this $3.50 low that you saw from July. But until that happens, I'd probably give it the benefit of the doubt, at least for a try for a bounce, kind of where it's at right now. Just want to see that bounce actually reclaim yesterday's high. And if it does, then you're probably in for new all-time highs in August. Speaking of August, I mean, I don't hate this chart right here. I think a short-term correction likely does lead towards a long-term continuation, or at least continuation on a monthly. But again, this is versus Ethereum, not versus the dollar. So I don't know if this thing's actually going up versus the dollar. It's just doing better than Ethereum, basically. So yeah, short-term correction, long-term, I would be looking for this one to actually work off of a higher low. Only bear if it comes back down below your July lows, or sorry, not your July lows, but your like $3.50 low. All right, Iceman has a nice super chat as well, but no message to accompany it. So I will just say thank you, sir. Nimai says AKT on the daily week. Okay, AKT. A cash. All right, daily and weekly. Let's go to the higher term time frame first. Again, similar to a lot of the other somewhat stronger ones that we've seen today. I do think that you are in a range play. I do think that you are, or I guess I already have this one charted here, but you are already kind of testing the range lows. Might spike in there a little bit more, but I'd be looking for a bounce off these regions. Generally, you're going to see weekly stochastic momentum turn to the upside. Have to be lenient towards a bounce and range play here. I really just can't get super bearish on something like this until you're back below like 230. Does offer up, I guess, a little bit more of a correction here. Could go a little bit lower than that last low, but sideways here, long term would favor the bulls, the boolas, but it's likely putting in its time, man. Monthly, don't like it. Monthly, honestly, monthly looks a lot like an actual reversal. It would have been a lot more obvious if it did close below, or if July closed below the June lows. Did not. but it does really open up the possibility for like a real monthly reversal here, especially with momentum pointed down as well, as long as it's below like 580, which is nearly a 2x move from its current price. So got a lot of work to do there. But look, give it a chance to bounce off this region yet again. If it does fail and you see like a daily closure below about 230, 235, I'd be looking at this as a monthly reversal, and I'd be looking at this one as likely to come down and undo a good portion of this rally, back down to mid $1 numbers, like $1.50, if that were to happen. But I guess first things first, give it a chance. It's kind of what we've been saying on most of these things today, to bounce here and just hold the range and, pray to the Bula Jesus gods. Anyways, we have Michael Ambriel. He's looking at symbol AR, daily, weekly, R-Weave. Yeah, I remember this one. Remember, people, I said that this chart looked awful a while ago, and people just did not take well to that, actually. So let's see where it's at now, see what's happened. It has continued to do not much. In fact, generally putting in another lower high. So I'm going to say, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm vindicated on the statement just yet, but I am not, not super impressed by something like this still. It's never going to be a good sign when you have a prior cycle shitcoin that just failed to even retest its prior all-time highs. Monthly momentum about to turn down again below $40. It's got a long month to go, of course, but not looking good to open it up. Weekly, I do think that this one will retest somewhere around your July lows, like 21 and a half bucks. I guess you can't really call it like a full-on failure, a full-on floppy failure, until it does close below about 21 bucks on a weekly. I guess I already have this one charted off too, and I guess the LARP lines here are also kind of playing out as well. Let's see how high, how well did it bounce on this one? How high did it get? How high are you? Got up to the 50% level and then sold back down. Okay, yeah, that's not like a death sentence or nothing like that, but have to be looking for it to come back down to the bottom side of the range here, so closer to like 22 to 25 bucks or so. And then you hold your breath. You hold your breath and pray that it does not close below 21 bucks. If it does, then this thing's going to be wrecked for a very, 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 very long time. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
Someone said AR is not shitcoin and it's really mad.
AR is not a shitcoin. Yes, from the source, trust me, bro. Look, I have bad news for you, man. If you don't think it's a shitcoin, like this is I can show you like 100 billion different charts that look exactly like this from prior cycles, and they do not get better. They don't get better. 1 in a million might get better. Even then, they don't. Actually, they don't. Some of these TA people just don't get utility, man. I'm going to be using my R-Weave coins. What does it do? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm using them. I promise. Like, look, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, man. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, there's nothing I can say to you that will change your mind. And that's not my purpose anyways. My purpose is to give my opinion on it. You obviously do not like my opinion, and that's okay. You can continue to buy this thing. I mean, that's great. It doesn't help me it doesn't help me or hurt me if you get more poor or rich here. I'm just giving you my unbiased opinion on this thing. I think it's garbage. Elsa suggests eating less soy. That's what she said. So anyways, I'm actually curious what these TA people, they just don't get it. I've heard that statement and a variation of that statement for 6 years, ever since I jumped onto YouTube, in like a very serious tone here. I've heard that statement like a million fucking times. I can almost assure you this thing will never trade above its prior highs. I would feel very confident saying that. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. Permanent information storage. I hate to break it to you, man, but have you considered that we literally already have solutions for this, and this is completely unnecessary and there's even other like shit coins that do the same thing and they do nothing, like Siacoin. Remember that shit? You remember this shit? Siacoin? Let's see what it's doing. It's going to be really good, right? Same chart. Look, this one, this thing does the same shit as your R-Weave your R-Weave shitcoin. It's been around for a lot longer, and this is what you can expect. Look, from cycle to cycle, it'll have its pops. Okay, it's gonna do these things. You're gonna be like, Krown's wrong. Fuck you. You don't understand utility, man. The utility. My utility is gonna save me. And then what happens after that? My utility? It's like this one. The utility is getting better again. Jesus, man. But look, like, if you want to drink the Kool-Aid, you're going to drink the Kool-Aid. If you want to believe in ghosts, you're going to believe in ghosts. It's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. It is funny, like super fucking funny. Same shit the whole way through. It's a shame. Same shit. Same shit.
Does she have to laugh all the time?
I don't know. I hate her laugh too. You can always tell the happiness level of a person by what they criticize. But it's Web3. But it's storage on the blockchain, guys. I also have my toilet paper on a blockchain, and I put my shits on a blockchain, okay? That makes it valuable, don't you know? All right, on to the next highly esteemed innovation in cryptocurrency land. It doesn't really matter. I'm having fun. Let's see. Okay, Degen Moonbag says Octa 5 day. Okay, Octa 5 day. Sorry. Like.
He says USDT and Lex. Octa US.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. It's all gonna be the same shit. Look, I mean, it's a lot better than the last shit that we looked at. I'll tell you that. I'd rather be drinking this Kool-Aid than that last thing. This thing's probably like a meme coin. It has more potential for this cycle, at least. That's what I'd say. And look, your R-Weave shit, it can bounce. It can bounce more, for sure. It can have some big moves to the upside, for sure. But is it going to buck that long-term trend? Very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. Anyways, Octaspace. Let's go over to this chart, actually. Whoops. Octa. All right. Let's see what the daily looks like. Okay, short-term corrective. Medium term, we do look for it to likely hold the range. So, does it come down to this range low here? I don't know if it comes all the way down to this range low, but probably somewhere close to it, probably in like a pocket here, if I had to guess. But I would be looking for bounces around this region and then bit of sideways. Other than that, weekly, I am getting some slowdown signals here for sure. Monthly can really go either way. So here's the thing. While I do think that this one will correct in the short term, and I think it will come down, and it could still very much be bullish, as far down as like 160, I think 160. We would not expect it to really close below 160. I mean, if it closed below 160, even on like a daily time frame, I think that this thing reverses for a long time. But until then, you give it the benefit of the doubt. Let it bounce let it bounce after a little bit of short-term downside continuation, and then judge it. Anyways, the point is, you call legitimate Web3 projects shitcoins, and that's misleading. One time, one of these fucking freaks sent me like a 3-page long email about how I shouldn't call Litecoin a shitcoin. This was like 4 years ago or some shit. Look at Litecoin. I'm not saying that I know everything. Is it a shitcoin? Look, I call everything a shitcoin. All right. If that offends you, like, you're not going to do well here. You're just not going to do well. You should get the fuck off this channel. But by your logic, don't buy a good investment because they are cheap. Look, it's not a good investment. It might. It's if good investment to you means going up for the long term, it obviously does not do that. That is the evidence that you have there. But again, like I'm trying to like convince someone that loves Kool-Aid that Kool-Aid is, it's not good for you. It's not good for your health. But look, it does. I should probably not even give a fuck about this, honestly. Look, go buy all the R-Weave coins that you want, man. Go buy all the R-Weave coins you want, man. It's more for you, less for me, and that's you get to get all the gains there, sir. I'm very happy for you. All right, mover daily. Let's see, daily. All right, yeah, not good. Not good, sir. Not good at all. Again, we have a multi-year long shitcoin from 2021 that literally has never gone up long term. Crazy. It doesn't even know what an uptrend is. Absolutely insane. Anyways, this thing, look, it's kind of like that R-Weave bullshit. It's going to have its bounces along the way, but long term, the trend is to the downside. And short term, does this one try for a bounce maybe around like 880, 885, something like that? Probably yes. I don't think that bounce is going to be a reversal. I do think that, whatever bounce that it does get from there leads to a lower high, and you do see this one come down further long-term towards $5, and you continue on with a long-term trend. It's been in one of the most bullish environments where everything in their mother got to get to new highs and beyond. And this thing did not follow, which is not a good sign, man. It's not a good sign. Krown's just trying to shake you out of your Arweave bags, man. Don't you get it? He's manipulating you. He's trying to accumulate that shit lower. Don't you get it? You guys are a bunch of sheep. All right. Sweet. Snacks says, hello, Krown. What's up, man? PP Unchained. Is this not the same ticker that I think it is? Let's see. Is that my PP? Mine is a worm. Okay, I'm going to type in Unchained here. Okay, there is a PP Unchained. All right, I guess. Wow. Sir, you got to say to the Arweave person, you could be an Arweave or could be in this thing. This is Pee-poo. Is this the right thing? PP Unchained, yeah, okay. PP Poo-poo, great crypto name. I don't have a real analysis to on something like this, man. I don't know if this is even a real chart here. It looks like it really does not trade that much. I'll tell you what you already know. I'm never going to hide a chart that goes straight up. It might correct back down to $2.05, but I'd be looking for more upside from there. I don't know what this thing is. Looks like a highly suspect chart. I'm very skeptical about what's going on here because you very rarely see anything like this. But I mean, the trend has been it comes down to the 5 exponential every day and then bounces from there and closes positively every fucking day that it's been around. That's amazing. That's amazing, man. He means pay pie. I don't think so, man. Because this one has the right name. I can try that ticker. Jesus, my trading view is gonna lock up here again. It's the Arweave people, man. They're gonna shut this stream down. Motherfucker, man. My thing is frozen. Elsa, can you let me know if the stream is frozen too, or if it's just my screen here? Another annoying thing. Maybe I have to get rid of Google Chrome. All right. It might be Chrome. It might just be Chrome. Yeah, I'm guessing like the volume is super low on something like this, so that means that it doesn't trade that much, meaning that like... Okay, yours is completely fine. All right, so I just need to wait for this to like update or something here. Yeah, this is another annoying thing, so I just need to hold off. Yeah, any change that I make to my screen is unfortunately not populating. So I don't know why. Don't know why the hell my computer does these things. My CPU is now gone. Fuck you, AMD. I'm just blaming everything on AMD. All right, let me just try one last thing. Okay, I think I got it. It's probably that Arweave page that fucked everything up. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. Let's see. We have Krister Forland. He's looking at Solana. We've looked at Solana multiple times already today, and my fucking thing froze again. Why are you doing this? Okay, now it is back. All right. Thank the Lord. We've looked at Solana many times today. I don't think we looked at the 4 hours, so I guess we can do that really quickly. Does it try for a short-term bounce here? Probably yes. Retesting the lows of the 25th of July. Could very easily bounce back up towards like 170, 172 region. Not do all that much. Obviously, your last trending high is 183. So as long as you're below there, still have to be kind of defensive in the short term, I suppose. But yeah, short-term tries for a bounce here. See how high that bounce gets. I think at least like 171, 172 maybe. Okay, let's see. Ohanzo says Jasmy USD. Okay, another 2021 shitcoin. Let's see how this one's doing. Probably great. Probably not great. Okay, so what do you say about something like this? Okay. Now we're starting to get to a chart that makes sense. Does look like you hit a weekly high here, so I do think that this one comes back down towards weekly range lows. Somewhere closer to like 2 cents ish, maybe a little bit below 2 cents, something like that. Long term, definitely don't love it. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, it's basically just only ever gone down. Like the real question is this like the next macro high for forever, or is it not? Jesus Christ, log scale is so deceiving. Okay, so here's what the real chart looks like. That's what the real chart looks like. So I think this becomes a lot more obvious when you start to look at it like this. Look, I do think that it comes a little bit further down here. Is it going to try for a bounce around 2 cents? Probably yes. is that bounce going to be anything to be getting excited for? I mean, for a percentage move, it could be very large, could very easily get back up towards 2.5, maybe even 3 cents. But as long as this thing's trading below basically like yesterday's high, or sorry, not yesterday's high, but the 30th of July's high, which is 3 and a third cent. The trend is your friend and the trend will be down. So short term down, probably bounce off of 2 cents, see how high that bounce gets, but I would hold my breath on that one. Anyways, Michael Longcar is back. He's looking at INJ, Injective, another 2021 shitcoin. But if memory serves me correctly, I think this one did okay this cycle. Let's see. Yeah. See, this is a market difference from the coin which will not be named to not piss off some viewers here. In terms of how it performed compared to 2021, it did make new all-time highs. You can never, anytime you make, one of like the major lessons that my mentor gave me when I first got into trading was, if you have to make an excuse for your stock, because we were trading stocks at that point, if you have to make an excuse for your stocks, that's never a good sign. That's never like a good thing. If the general market is going up, you expect good things to be going up with it. If they're not going up with it, they are not good things. It's just that simple. It's just that fucking simple. And I know that can be maybe counterintuitive to some people, but I mean, this thing longer term, definitely better than RWE for sure. Short term, does it come back down a little bit lower before it tries for a bounce? Probably yes, maybe closer to like $20 even. But I would be looking for a range to kind of form sideways here between, what is this, 17.5 bucks? Something like this. You got like 18 bucks to the downside versus almost 30 to the upside. You did just put in a lower high within this range, so probably going to come back down, test somewhere around 20 or a little bit below 20 maybe. Try for a bounce there, and then you get to play the same game as like most of the other things that we've seen today, where it's like, okay, the more sideways you go here, the better. Obviously, back above range highs, that's your confirmation of bullishness, and of course below your July lows, which is for this one about 17 bucks. I would be looking for this one to really have like a catastrophic fall back down to probably like $10 numbers, maybe sub $10 numbers if that were to happen. But for now, I'm more inclined to say, hey, it's going to come down short term. Yes, it's going to try for a bounce here. It's probably not going to be the bounce that turns in reversal. It's probably going to continue sideways for a while and sets it up maybe for a breakout like later this year. All right. Let me just get some more water. Gyat Master says, Gat Master, very clever. OM Mantra Daily, okay. What is this thing? Sounds familiar, but it doesn't look familiar. Okay, well, monthly closing on new all-time highs, never a bad thing. Again, we have another example of a 2021 shitcoin that did not just trade above prior all-time highs, but made new all-time highs. Again, you don't need to make excuses for better shitcoins. In this case, can it correct short term? Sure. I mean, it probably does correct a little bit more short term. Areas of interest to the downside in the short term, I suppose, would be, well, the first area of interest would be where it's at exactly right now, 113. Below there, you got 104. Below there, you got 95 cents, basically. I do think that this correction will lead towards long-term continuation, but, it can come down, obviously, a decent amount more. The most optimistic view is that it already has hit the low on this current pullback. I don't know if I'm of that opinion. I guess you kind of have to at least try for a bounce here first. It already kind of has had a bounce. How big was this bounce, by the way? 10% bounce almost. I guess not until you really close below like 113-ish or whatever this 27th of July low is. Yeah. More like 112. Yes, a little bit below 112. If you see a closure below there, I'd be looking for this one to get marked down to like 104, 105 region and play the same game. But longer term, definitely better. Definitely better than most things we've seen today as well, just like a general rule. And I would be looking for this one to try towards new highs, maybe later this month, maybe September after, again, this correction. So those are the areas of interest to the downside. Of course, if Bitcoin starts to, reverse from its current stature, then that's going to benefit most of these things quite largely. I mean, looking at Bitcoin, like doesn't look the prettiest here. I'll say that. Doesn't look the prettiest here, but give it a chance to bounce at least. Give it a chance to bounce and range a little bit. And I think that's going to be, that's just going to take naturally some time, like a week or two, and then we get an actual resolution. Anyways, Marvin Hunt says, "Morning, sir." What's up, Marvin? Martin. Sorry, man. I think Marvin's a really cool name, by the way. Balkendorf 5-day. Okay, I still have it on my list over here. I don't use it myself, however. I miss the sound. I miss the song. Again, another thing that is in range play mode. Here's your range high. Here's your range low. Just reject from the range high. You're probably going to find, again, your range low. So something like this. You're looking for some sideways. Really only major issues if you do see it close below your July lows. At that point, yeah, you have to be looking for a big markdown, probably closer to whatever the hell this price action is here from February. But until then, I'm going to be generally lenient towards these things and playing out a sideways range, taking a while. This could take definitely multiple weeks. But as long as it holds us, that is going to be long-term more bullish than not. I'm sure a lot of people are calling this a head and shoulders. You're very unlikely to see this work as a head and shoulders just because this one's dragging on a little bit too long. And anytime that you see something like this, like with like a big left-hand side, those usually don't work out like that, actually. Anyways, DGen Moonback, he's back, but just super chat, not a comment. There is a comment. Okay, where is it? Oh, I see it. Okay. All right, Zig, symbol Zig. Is this, oh, God damn it, my fucking internet did it again. Why is it doing this shit? It's locked up again, this fucking bastard. It's the revenge of the Arweave bros. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're back. Zig, 5-day. All right. It must be Chrome. It must be Google Chrome that's fucking everything up. Maybe I need a new browser. Okay. Long term, again, we have another 20. This is actually very surprising for me because it's not often you see 2021 shitcoins that made new highs. This one is. So definitely not a bad sign there. Let's see. Let's go to the monthly. Short term, could it correct down to like 12 or 11 and a half cents? Yeah, very easily. But I would be looking for a bounce there, and I'd be looking for it to actually really not trade below there on any sort of a closing basis. But short-term corrective, yeah. Have to be looking for this one to correct more short-term and probably closer to that 12-cent region. So I think you're going to get a test down around there. Just don't want to see any closures below there, and then hopefully a big bounce. So short-term down, but I would be looking for a bounce relatively soon. Let me just check it on this chart as well. I just want to see what this one looks like. Zignally. Weekly, what are you looking like? Fucking weird look. These things look so weird. Yeah, I'm inclined to say down first, pray for a bounce, a big bounce at 12 cents that reverses into new highs. If you start to see this thing close below 12 cents, at that point, I do think you're going to see a much deeper retracement towards 10 cents, which is like a 20% move from there, basically. So kind of a big move. Zeke Fuda says WQuill versus Ethereum. All right, WQuill versus Herpety Derp. Okay. And you're looking at the daily. All right, so a little bit of a newer shitcoin here. Again, we see another thing that's generally ranging, actually. You've hit your range highs over here. Are you going to come back and hit your range lows, hit your short-term range lows? Sure. Probably tries for a very short-term bounce here, but I don't think you're super interested in that. I do think you come down a little bit further. Well, hold on. Let's go over here. Let's see what this chart has to say. Again, it is always a little bit difficult looking at things versus Ethereum. I'd prefer to look at it versus Tether, but you specified Ethereum, so I'll do what you asked, sir. Yeah, I'm inclined to say more range here. Not really anything to get excited about on this thing, as long as you're below whatever the hell this number is right here. Basically, your closing highs of Friday the 19th of July. Until then, sideways. I guess it's going to try for the bounce here. Doesn't look super strong to me. Doesn't look super weak to me. It just looks like a range play, really. But if you start to close below your 17th of July lows, yeah, at that point, I would be looking for this one to get marked down probably quite significantly towards this area right here. So until then, give it a chance to do something like this, I suppose. Other than that, I don't really have strong opinions on this. Okay. We have Nimai. He's looking at render. Okay. We haven't seen render today. Again, one of the more strong ones earlier this cycle, but is it still doing okay? And definitely looks not so hot in the short term. Say that. I do think I haven't changed any chart here, so I guess I had this marked off for whatever god-awful reason, but I would probably be looking for a bounce kind of where it's at right now. You know, again, these are mostly range plays, albeit a very large fucking range here. This thing could easily bounce back up to like $8 or even more than that too, but I give it a chance here. Now, here's the thing. It is right at the bottom of this range. So if you do see a closure below about 570, 560, let's call it 565. We'll mark it to the middle there. Then at that point, I guess you have to be looking at this as a major failure, but for now, give it a chance to bounce here. Monthly looks like a real reversal. This really is a real, this probably is a real reversal right here, actually. Jesus. Yeah, I think this thing might actually be done long term. It's probably going to bounce here, yes. And again, it can bounce up to $8 like very easily. But any bounce that really fails to get back up above $10 is a range at best and is continuation at worst. And the trend is down. Trend is your friend, and the trend is down. It's just, I don't think it's ready to break down from exactly here. I think you're more likely to try for a bounce from here first, see how high that bounce gets, and pray for sideways after that. But the monthly is looking like a pretty clear and obvious reversal. I mean, closed below the overall monthly range lows. You're seeing momentum turn down at the same time. Yeah, not much to be excited about here as long as you're below $11 on the monthly, which is very far away. Very, very far away. So, while I do think it's going to bounce relatively soon, I think that's a chance to probably get out. But then again, I don't know your actual investment strategy. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Give it a chance to bounce at least, you know, at least a little bit, because it was such a strong performer earlier in the cycle. So deserves a little bit of respect there. So again, yeah, could easily bounce towards like $8, maybe even $9. Just doesn't mean all that much, unfortunately. Okay, moving on now, we have Mara from Terrence Grogan. Okay, Mara, this is a Bitcoin miner. It trades on NASDAQ. It's actual real stock. Remember when this thing was trading OTC, but no longer. Long term, not a big fan of this, but I don't think it's actually mining, or maybe it was mining Bitcoin over here, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. Anyways, you are on a daily and weekly. Okay, monthly is very not impressive. Weekly, I do think, just like most things that we've seen today, you've hit your range highs, you rejected from your range highs, you're coming back down very likely to the range lows, or somewhere close to the range lows, which is between 16 and $17. So I'd be looking for a move down there in the relatively short term based off the weekly, probably a bounce there as well, and then come back to it after that. But yeah, very likely down from here. Most things that we looked at today are short term down, and then looking for a bounce in the medium term. Okay, John Ryman says Andy versus Ethereum. Okay, all right, let's check it out. Okay, and let's see. Again, another one. I mean, very uninteresting long term, obviously, but another one that short term, you know, probably does come down lower, somewhere around your July lows, if I had to guess, and probably does try for a bounce from there. Again, bounce, not the same thing as reversal here, even though this one does technically have, well, no, it is a downtrend here, so fair enough. Yeah, it got rejected at 382. I do think you're going to bounce yet again off these July lows, but any bounce that fails to get back above these highs from, let's just call it like the 18th of July, is setting this one up for lower, longer term. But give it a chance to bounce, you know, off of a retest of these lows. Pray for sideways. I mean, I think that's best case scenario for a lot of the weaker ones that we've seen today as well. Light for X's says, hello, sir. APU on MEXC daily. Okay, APU. I'm guessing it's this thing. APU. Okay, all right. MEXC. Daily, weekly. Okay. Another one very uninteresting, at least in my opinion. Short term, does it come back down closer to like whatever the hell this number is right here, somewhere around here? Probably yes. Does it try for a bounce there?
That is the wrong one.
Which one? Which fucking one is the wrong one, huh? Which fucking one is the wrong one? No Andy versus Ethereum, but that's what you said. Oh God. All right. We'll go back to it. Look, it's probably not gonna be better, honestly, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, short term, this one comes back down, try for a bounce somewhere around there. All right. What is this garbage nonsense? Well, let's see. Maybe it's amazing. Andy ETH versus USD. Okay, you're right. I was wrong on the ticker there. Is it a better chart? No. Is it basically the same chart? Actually, yes. Actually, pretty much yes. That is very strange. Like, I guess they just, whatever. Look, I'd be saying the same thing here, man. Same thing here. I do think that this one comes back down somewhere closer to these range lows. You try for a bounce there. Any bounce that fails to get back above these range highs is just another lower high. I do think best case scenario is you do something like this. Obviously, worst case scenario is you bounce and do a lower high and you break back down. But, short term down, try for a bounce there. Pray to Bula Jesus after that. How to identify the end of the bull run? Well, I've given out multiple ways to do that, but you probably just went on those videos, so that's okay. Probably the easiest way, way to do it would be to be looking at, be looking at the 5 exponential moving average on the monthly time frame. If Bitcoin continues to close above it, you're probably okay, or at least it's better to assume that it's okay. If Bitcoin closed below it, it's better to assume you're probably in for some more downside. And as of right now, Bitcoin is still closing above it, still maintaining above it. So good for now. At least that's another big reason why I'm generally going to be biased towards upside until we see these things flip around. But we are seeing some concerning things in the background for sure. Anyways, DJ says Coin Daily. Ooh, nice. Some Coinbase action. Man, Coinbase was a epic failure over here. Epic failure. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Yeah, weekly also ugly as hell too. Even took out last week's low. Like, I really don't like that. I was looking for this one to go 300 plus, and I do think that it will do that over some period of time, but not in the short term. On the short term, man. Like many things that we've seen today, when you reject your range highs, what should you be looking for after that? Probably somewhere around the range lows. And in this case, your range lows are around about $200. So does it retest somewhere around there, close to there? Maybe yes. But somewhere around here, I'd be looking for another bounce. And then kind of the same thing as a lot of these crypto shit coins. Like, I think best case scenario is you're going to get sideways for a little bit of time. And then maybe you try to the upside in like September, late September. Obviously, you just really do not want to see below about $200 on a closing base. If you see that, I think this one breaks down significantly more. But, for now, give it a chance to bounce after a little bit of further downside, and then reassess it. Anyways.
Did you do high USDT?
No.
That was after.
Can you just type me the damn name for it?
I put it. It's on the bottom.
High USDT. Okay. HAI USDT. Okay. What the fuck is this thing? Hackin token. Never seen this thing before in my life. Also terrible. Been around since 2021. Got nowhere near its prior all-time high, so never good sign. Could very easily have a bounce this month to like 4.5 cents and still be very ugly long term. I think that you have seen. I think that you have seen your high for a long time here. I do think that you will bounce off of this 4-cent low that you saw from a couple weeks ago. Again, something like this. It could very well be. Could drag on for a while. But you get to play the same game as most things in this market, or at least that we've seen today. Range play at best for the Bulas, and at worst, you bounce. I do think that it will bounce, but obviously that bounce leads to a lower high and then breaks back down below about your 4-cent low. And at that point, have to be looking for, again, the overwhelming majority of this rally to be unraveled. If that does happen, probably back down somewhere to this pocket here. But for now, I do think it's okay, or at least it's not that it's okay. It's still logical to give things the benefit of the doubt as long as Bitcoin is above those very specific numbers that we spoke about earlier today. So I would say that this is definitely not on the list of strong things we've seen today. So I think it's going to overperform to the downside and underperform to the upside, basically. But just like most things, short term, probably a retest of these lows, and then very likely followed by a bounce, but bounce probably not going to be reversal. I think it's range at best, man. So that is going to do it for today. We're at the bottom of these comments. Amazing. All right. Okay. Yep, we got Gallo as well. We're good there. Just buy XRP and chill, says Big Bull. I'm actually curious enough to see, what does XRP look like? I'm curious. I haven't looked at XRP in a long time. Very, very long time. Still uninteresting. The problem with XRP is that I've known it for so long, and I've known it pretty much to only ever be a failure. Like, it's hard to ever have any faith in XRP, even when the chart, quote unquote, can look good. It's a very difficult thing to love. I mean, look, if the quarterly prints a bullish engulfing, I guess you have to be looking for another try towards a buck. It's, like I said, it's just very difficult to trust in XRP. It fails almost every rally that it's ever tried. I mean, that's really the problem with it. Even though the last month did print a bullish engulfing. I mean, look, if I was looking at any other thing besides XRP, I'd say, hey, this thing probably pulls back to like 57, 58 cents and then tries an upside move from there. But that has not been the way. Giving XRP the benefit of the doubt, historically speaking, has not been a good do, unfortunately. So that would be my analysis if it was anything else other than XRP. But if I'm looking at like the daily, weekly here, yeah, this is looking like a short-term top and likely does come back down at least to 57, 58 cents. And then you got to be praying for a bounce there. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Holy moly. Holy fucking moly. All right. The guy who predicted Trump's attempt, I don't know, what? I don't know what that word is, says to buy Orchid and XRP. Okay. What is Orchid? Oh God. Should I even look at this? It's a flower. It's on Blowfin. So first strike. Okay. It is on Coinbase apparently. Also already bad, already bad, very bad. Is Bat dead? I haven't heard about it in years, so I'm going to guess so. This is like genuine curiosity from myself. I mean, define dead. Look, do I think it's ever going to like retake these highs? Probably not. Do I think it's going to literally go to zero? I mean, even like things that are literal scams don't ever actually go to literally zero. Like they typically, a little bit above there and then they just become irrelevant. And I think that's kind of where this thing is. It's like, it's irrelevant, hasn't done fuck all in 2024. I mean, it's just pathetic. Short term, does it come back down? Sure. Is it dead long term? I mean, there's going to be bounces. Like that's the problem, when I talk shit about a lot of these shit coins, it's like there are going to be, big bounces along the way as it continues on to the downside. And those are the points where people are going to, single me out and be mad. But, it is what it is. Like that's the game. That's the game. AGIX. We can look at it really quickly. Going a little bit over time today. Singularity next. Net. Definitely better than a lot of things we've seen today. Short term, is it getting ready for a bounce? Yes, I do think so. Pray that bounce reclaims like 80 cents. I'm not saying it's going to get to 80 cents. I'm saying you better start praying that it gets above 80 cents on this bounce, or at least does not close below about 46 cents. Close below 46 cents. Very, very bad. Until then, give it a chance to bounce here. Bounce probably comes closer to like 70 cents, honestly. But ugly weekly, ugly quarterly, ugly month. I mean, these really do look like a lot of tops here, which makes me concerned for Bitcoin as well. You do expect the stronger shitcoins to be following in suit, and most of them are looking like monthly tops, which is like not fucking good. All right, cool. Crypto Clown World is saying, can you peep AGI2? Isn't this the same thing? Is it not the same thing? Genuine curiosity here. Who the hell? Agility LSD. Not how you feel when you're on LSD, allegedly. Delesium, I guess. Who the hell knows what this thing is? Looks very similar to the last chart, honestly. Again, I'd say the same thing as the last chart, basically. Look, you're probably going to bounce off this level at least one more time. So give it the benefit of the doubt, at least for a bounce. Bounce can easily come back up to like, mid to low 20 cent region. But I'd be very concerned if this thing closes below your June lows. I mean, that's at the point where you're going to undo most of this rally and find yourself probably back down around here. Until then, give it the benefit of the doubt, at least for a bounce and a bit of a range. All right. Last one for oddly satisfying. Oddly satisfying is looking at Mavia. What the hell is this thing? Find all sorts of crazy shit coins by doing these streams. Terrible. Absolutely awful. Absolutely fucking awful. You have a good channel, by the way, oddly satisfying, but goddamn, your picks and altcoins are just fucking terrible. Look, it might try for a bounce here, but again, bounce is not the same thing as a reversal. Like, this thing does not know what an uptrend is. This thing only knows how to go down. It's terrible. It's fucking awful. More likely to retest these lows at like 130 than anything else. And again, you might bounce there again. You might even have a big bounce, big percentage bounce, but the trend is your friend, and the trend is and always has been to the downside for this thing. So yeah, pretty bad. Shitcoin Thursday, says the William. Indeed it is. Please make your streams earlier or later, man. It's 3 a.m. in Miami. Actually, we're looking to move to Florida next year. Just so that my stream, not just so that, but one of the reasons being the stream times would be a lot better. It's possible that I do move them as well while we're here in Finland. I might try that next week on Tuesday, actually, because my schedule has to change. So that actually might be the best for me anyways. But we'll see. I mean, it'd be good to get the Americans involved in this, obviously, because that is where the bulk of this community is. And I don't know. It just seems like things are more lively around that time. And it's also fine for the Europeans as well, because, well, it's just like early evening, basically. All right. Cool. So I think that's basically it for today. I think we'll sign off on that note. I apologize for the early stream woes. I really, truly have no idea what the hell's going on there, but maybe I just have to try a new browser or something. Who knows what the hell's going on? But hopefully I can fix it. Hopefully I can fix it before things get worse. Anyways, as always, I want to wish everyone the best. Hey, thanks for that, Mythic OG. Ross Perot. I know that name. Anyways, yeah, we'll sign off on that note. As always, I want to wish everyone the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully next